Hello, oh, oh. No, that's bad. That's awful. Hello everyone and bonjour. Welcome aboard. I heard you've been nice this year. So for you today, a Dead by Daylight video.
But what if they were naughty?
Also a Dead by Daylight video, because if you play this game like I do, you know it's both a blessing and a curse.
So you don't like it?
I do, I like it.
No, you don't.
I do, I really do. So when did you start lying to the people around you? I'm not lying, I really like this game. Tell me a bit about this game. You don't know Dead by Daylight? No? Dead by Daylight is an asymmetric multiplayer spooky game where you play either as a survivor or a killer. The killer's goal is to kill the survivors, obviously, to prevent them from escaping. And the survivor's goal is to repair generators to open the exit gates and escape. That doesn't sound fun to me. Yeah, it must be fun with friends, honestly. But the truth is, I don't have any friends. Yes! Less talking and more crafting. Let's go! So I found a reference image. Yeah, it's the best one I found to make my boom! Paper template, hand-drawn, of course. Alright, first of all, I'm gonna start with handle. I know, it would have been more interesting to start with the blade part, but because of this part right here, I kinda have to make the handle first. So for that, I will need a PVC pipe, some glue, a heat gun, hello? EVA foam! Don't ask me how I got this hood.
Help me!
You shut the...
Don't forget to wear your respirator. You don't want to ask for new lungs for Christmas, right? Then I glue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers to get the thickness I want.
Before I start sanding, I'm gonna need my goggles. Interesting, but it's not the time. There's a lot of stuff in this hood.
And yet, still no friends inside. Alright, let's keep sanding.
I can see my face. I look like some kind of villain from Power Rangers. Go go Power Rangers! Woo! Anyway.
Then I add a few more layers to make it ballsy. I'm pretty sure it's not the right word. Anyway.
If you're wondering why I made a ball at the bottom of the handle, it's because it's that annoying song the Huntress sings when she's nearby again. What? What do you want? It's just a handle. Are you a baseball player? I don't think so. You're the Huntress, so you need an axe. Leave me alone. Didn't you read the sign on the door? No hatchet throwing in this room. That's why I made the ball, to kick some butt. You hit her. She hit me first! That's not like you. I know! Tell me about that famous axe you mentioned just before. Well, now that the handle looks good, I'm gonna add a bit of texture.
Ah, yeah, I really love this step, making little wormholes in the wood.
Time to make the blade! Woo! Backflip! Just kidding. Okay, so first of all, for this part, I had to draw a side view, which I showed at the beginning, but I also had to make a top view and a front view, but not just of the blade itself, but of every single layer that makes it up. And believe me, it was a real struggle. And for the first time, to be sure I was going in the right direction, I had to make this cardboard model of the blade with all the views combined.
But before starting, I had to figure out where to begin and how to do it without making mistakes. This planning is probably the most important part of building, and it takes a lot of time. Really, really a lot of time.
This piece needs to be glued on properly because it's the one that will determine the whole curve of the blade. Ooh, it's taking shape. Now that the hard part is done, this one and this one, all I have left to do is carve the other layers one by one. Let's go. Oh, it's done! Finally! I don't think you realize how long this took. So let me tell you.
2 hours, 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3.5, 3.5, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1.5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5.
Now that I'm holding the blade, I'm realizing. It's a Christmas tree? What? Now I'm gonna add some texture with my Dremel to give it a rocky look. satisfying. Now let's glue everything together.
I made a few mistakes here and there, so to fix them, I'm gonna use some foam clay.
The blade is complete! Yeah, I did this all day long. I just can't help myself. Now we can talk. Not you, not again. I was not talking to you. I'm not ready yet. Oh, please don't make a scene, it's embarrassing for both of us. Such a toxic behavior. And she just left. Yes? No, she knocked me down, they hung me on a hook. Don't you see how bad this relationship is for you? You need to stop. I can't! It's like an addiction. Every time I stop, it calls me back. A relationship is supposed to feel fun, loving, and joyful. Do you feel happy at all? Time to make the little ornament. It's a nutcracker. And I know what you're thinking. What ornament? Yeah? What ornament? I was playing Dead by Daylight last night and I saw the Huntress with the axe I'm currently making. So I approached her like, "Hey, don't kill me, I just want to check out the axe." Of course she killed me. But I finally managed to make myself understood, I think. And I got to take a bunch of screenshots. And I saw this tiny little Christmas ornament that wasn't supposed to be there. So if you ever see this, thanks a lot for your help.
So I drew my template on a scrap of paper, very professional, I know, and it ended up looking like this.
In case you want to make it at home, why not? Don't do it.
Quick fit test? Yeah, great. But you know what's missing on this ornament?
Something fun, obviously. Look. Tiny windows with these teeny tiny details. Am I going to make them? Of course I am. I'm pretty proud. Now let's make the Christmas bag! No, not that one.
Help!
Hey, wait! Quick fit test. Oh, something's blocking it. What is it? Not again, Satan. I mean, Santa. Of course. I wondered for a long time what material I should use for the ribbon. As you can see in the game, there isn't really any texture to it, so I think I'm gonna keep that spirit and make it out of foam.
So I made this foam square, which I wrapped with a 2mm foam strip, and I cut out this other shape to make some nice little loops.
Now, my favorite part, painting everything. But first, I'm gonna use Plastidip, thank you, as a primer.
Help!
You were supposed to be dead!
Help me!
Help! And it looks like shit. Yeah, a little bit, but trust the process.
You know what this weapon needs?
More blood. It's finally over. Alright, I've been a bit harsh with the game, but after spending over 1,000 hours on it, it definitely deserves its own video. Now it's time for the final result. Santa, I'm coming for you, and Merry Christmas to you all!